got the ball first, and on their first drive, they moved the ball pretty well down the field, but ended up getting stopped on a third down. On fourth down, the New York Jets blocked the punt, giving themselves some really great field position. Not long after the blocked punt, Lamar Ryan runs the ball into the end zone, giving the New York Jets an early lead, but Sam Ficken misses the extra point, so it's Jets 6, Chargers nothing. Pretty well and make it into the red zone, but on a second down play in the red zone, Keenan Allen fumbles the football and the New York Jets recover, but not even 2 minutes after the fumble recovery, Joe Flacco throws a pick six, making the game Chargers 7, Jets 6. By the end of the second quarter, the Jets are losing 24-6, and it looks like it's going to be a blowout, but on the first drive in the third quarter, Joe Flacco throws a 49-yard touchdown pass to Brashad Perriman, and now I'm thinking, hey, it's comeback season, baby. And on the next couple of drives, the New York Jets score 3 touchdowns. Yeah, 3 touchdowns, and the Chargers only scored a touchdown and a field goal. Now this game is Chargers 34, Jets 26, and we have a legit chance at winning this football game. And in our last drive, all we have to do is score a touchdown and convert on the 2-point conversion, which is a lot to ask for in this New York Jets team. And we don't score the touchdown, but I think we should have. Denzel Mims, the last 2 plays were deep passes to Denzel Mims, and both should have been called for pass interference, or at least one of them. The guys were just all on Denzel Mims. There's no chance he could have caught that football, and the referees just didn't call pass interference. It makes absolute no sense, and if we would have got PI called on those 2 plays, both of the plays were deep passes in the end zone. We would have got the ball on the 1-yard line, and we did really well in the red zone today, scoring touchdowns in all the trips we made in the red zone. So, possibly we could have tied this football game and won it in overtime, but the refs just had suck. Now, you're probably wondering, how did we get that 2 points? Because we didn't score a touchdown. Well, in the last play of the game, the Chargers punter runs the ball into the end zone, giving the New York Jets a safety. And this is a smart move. Earlier in the game, the New York Jets blocked a punt. And if we were to block it again, it could have ended up in a touchdown. The Chargers didn't want to risk anything, so they did the smart move by giving us a safety. And it also ran the clock out, because if we would have punted it, maybe there's an extra second there, and Joe Flacco could have thrown a Hail Mary like the Cardinals did last week. You never know, anything could happen. Now let's get on to the good and the bad. I think the Jets' top 3 receivers played really well today. If you did not know, I'm on the good. Brashad Perriman had that nice touchdown pass, and I think he could be a good receiver, good option for us moving forward. Not as a number 1 guy, but definitely as a number 4. And imagine a Jets offense where Allen Robinson or Kenny Golladay is the number 1, Denzel Mims is the number 2, Crowder's in the slot, and Perriman, Jeff Smith, Vincent Smith, and Braxton Berrios are your other, backup guys. I really like that offense. Denzel Mims also led us in receiving and had 2 fantastic catches. Crowder didn't get targeted much, which is why he didn't have as many yards. But if he would have been targeted more, could he have had a lot of yards? Yes. I also thought the Jets had some really well halftime adjustments in these past couple of weeks. The Jets played really well in the first half. Well, it really was a stretch. They played well in the first half. But in the second half, they played pitiful, which is why we lost the Bills game and the Patriots game. But in this game, Joe Flacco even said they made some halftime adjustments, and those halftime adjustments were really, really good. I mean, we had 3 touchdowns and almost won the game whenever we were losing 24-6 at one time. I mean, I really do think if we continue to make halftime adjustments like these and the games are a bit more closer, maybe we can end up coming out with a win. Adam Gase was also apparently calling the games or the plays for this game. Nothing's been confirmed, but that's what people are saying on Twitter. And he did a good job at it today. He was pitiful calling plays in the beginning of the season, but now it looks like he's good. So I don't know what's happening. And the O-line, I think, played pretty well as well. We only allowed 1 sack against some pretty good Chargers pass rush. Mekhi Becton also played lights out. And the running game wasn't great, but it improved from the last week against the Patriots. We actually had 2 rushing touchdowns, which ties the total amount of rushing touchdowns we had coming into this football game. And it looks like the New York Jets are improving in our weaker areas, and this is good news if some fans wanted the Jets to get a win in the future, because I sure do. And now let's get on to the bad. The pass defense was horrible today. Justin Herbert almost threw for 400 yards, and Keenan Allen almost set an NFL record by having most receptions in a game. He had 16. The NFL record's 21. Pretty crazy. Now, I'm really not surprised by how the pass defense played, because we have, like, the secondary was filled with rookies, and the only other guys that weren't rookies were Marcus May, who's a safety, Arthur Millette, who's pretty bad, and Corey Ballantyne, who I didn't even think got a snap today. So, I mean, I'm not surprised at this because I knew it was going to be bad, but I just have to put it on here because it's just like, it was bad and it deserves a spot on the list. Ficken also played bad. At the beginning of the season, he looked like he could be the Jets' kicker for the future, but then he got hurt, and then now he didn't play for 3 straight weeks, and then he comes back from the injury and plays like crap. Castillo, the guy who filled in for him, looked really good, and I think he should be the Jets' kicker for the future. People on Twitter were saying Castillo would never miss an extra point, and you are right. Our Mexican friend would not miss that extra point. And is Ficken on the team next week? We'll just have to wait and see. And Chuma Doga also played horrible. Now, I said the Jets' offensive line played good, above average, decent, but Chuma Doga didn't play well. He only played not the entire game. He subbed in for George Fant after he got hurt, but he just couldn't play well at all. There was guys just coming in, bringing pressure on him like 24/7. But the main reason why he played so bad was because of his penalties. He had got flagged 3 times, 2 times. I don't know. He just got flagged a whole lot, which is kind of sad to see because Adoga looked like he was going to be a nice backup option for the New York Jets in the future, but this game proved us a whole lot. This is the end of my goods and bads, positive and negatives, whatever you want to call it. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed what you saw or heard, make sure to subscribe because I post content like this every single day. The New York Jets' next game is against the 6-4 Miami Dolphins. They recently lost to the Denver Broncos 20-13. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Jets. Peace!